YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to another live stream on High Altitude Investing. Today is the 18th of March, 2026. Decided to hop on a live stream today, even though it's a Wednesday and normally I do a video. But sometimes live streams are just more like real. You know, I love the feeling of a live stream. It's like this, kind of like a real authentic, sincere sort of, I mean, I'm sincere in my videos too, but I just feel like a live stream is more, I don't know, there's something special about a live stream, you know what I mean? So I like to do these live streams, and so yeah, let me make sure I got the link shared everywhere. Yep, we've got the link shared over here on Discord, and I already shared it on X, I'm for sure of that, so we don't need to check on that. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up Bitcoin here and take a look at good old BTC. The classic, the one and only Bitcoin, as some people call it. Let's pull up Bitcoin here on Coinbase and take a look at what's going on. So let's zoom in a little bit here. So we actually broke bullish. So we have a double bottom pattern here. Like this. Here's our first bottom. Here's our second bottom. Here's our neckline or our resistance level. We actually broke bullish out of resistance. Came back down to support, broke bullish again, and now we're coming down and testing this neckline of the double bottom as support. So we do want to see 70,000 hold, but I'm fairly confident that we will see 70,000 hold, and Bitcoin will start to pop up towards this area of liquidity here at around 90,000 per coin. So that actually looks really good. I love this kind of a setup where you get a double bottom pattern, you start to break out, you come back down and you retest the neckline, and then all of a sudden price breaks back up through and you see a big upward move, and that's kind of my views on Bitcoin. This area, here's the thing, this is where all of the liquidity is. Like if you go back, unless you're talking about the previous old all-time high that we tested here, we actually fell onto support right here from the previous old all-time high, right, going back over to here. That's a big area of liquidity, but the next big area of liquidity is right here. I mean, look how much price, you know, moved around in this area here. So this is really a spot where there's a lot of liquidity for Bitcoin, around 90,000 per coin. And the way liquidity works is basically like a magnet, right? So you've got like a magnet, and if there's an area with a lot of liquidity, the price will kind of move up towards that magnet. And so this is an area of liquidity on Bitcoin right here, right? This big area right here. So I do suspect price will move up towards that area of major liquidity here on Bitcoin. What is up, Operation Shutdown? Thank you so much for tuning into today's live stream. Joe says, hey man, nice to see you. I really think I'm about to get 100,000 theta. Realistically, you think it will go to an all-time high within a year? So I definitely believe it will go to an all-time high. How soon, whether that's a year, I do believe it will happen within a year, to be honest with you. I do believe it will. But I focus less on time frames and more on targets because it helps you it takes the pressure off of investing, because one of the biggest mistakes people make in investing is getting impatient. You know, people make this mistake across the board with life, but especially with investing. And that's why there's this famous quote from Warren Buffett where he said the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And that is so true for investing. So I do focus less on time frames and more on targets based on setups. But I do believe theta will be to a new all-time high within a year. Like I really do. I think it'll move very similar to how Ethereum moved in 2021. Good day from the Philippines. Well, thank you for tuning in from the wonderful Philippines. I've got a really good friend that lives out there. What Richard Hart tokens are you DCA in? You know, some of my favorite Richard Hart tokens are Pulse Chain, of course. Hex. I'm a big bear fan, so teddy bear, right? The meme coin teddy bear. It's a good looking setup. So yeah, basically just the simple, Pulse X. Just the basic ones. I'm not crazy. It's not like I have 1,000. It's not like I'm just crazy into the ecosystem in terms of all of the meme coins and stuff like that. But my favorite Pulse Chain coins are, or my favorite Richard Hart coins are Pulse Chain, Hex, Bear, Teddy Bear. Just the basics. I like Ink too. Ink is a really good looking setup. If you pull up incentive here, Ink is a nice setup. I mean, if you pull this thing up on the full chart, you can see this is just a perfect, buying this thing down here is just insanely smart here at 41 cents. So that's kind of I'm not like crazy. It's not like I'm looking into like 1 million Richard Hart tokens and meme coins and stuff. But the basic ones, Ink, Hex, Pulse Chain, those are the ones that you should really be focused on. Those are like the guaranteed plays, right? Good morning. Well, good morning to you, Miguel. Thank you for tuning in. Mystery Tellyless, what is up? Thank you for tuning in to today's live stream. Can you please analyze Litecoin? Sure. Let's pull up Litecoin. So let's pull up Litecoin on Coinbase here, and we'll go to the daily candlesticks and zoom out here. Couple things we could look at with Litecoin. One of the things that you can see here pretty easily is this ABC correction, right? A, B, and C. Little ABC correction right there, so that's a good opportunity to buy the bottom of that correction. But also, if you're zoomed out like this, like we are on the daily candlesticks, you can see this big ABC correction even going all the way back here to the peak in 2021. Wave A, B, and C. So we have two ABC corrections, right? We have this one right here, this bigger one, and this little one right here. So it's really smart to buy the bottom of those corrective patterns, wave A, B, and C, right? Smart to buy the bottom of wave C. That's the best possible entry. In fact, the ABC correction pattern has over a 70% success rate. So that's why I tell people, look for these big ABC corrections. It's crazy how profitable it truly is to buy the bottom of those ABC corrections. Like if you pull up Ethereum, right? Let's pull up Ethereum. Let's go. Well, speaking of ABC corrections, if you look at Ethereum right here, you can see an ABC correction from 5,000 down to 1,800. So there's a pretty good example of an ABC correction right there. Here's another good example of an ABC correction on Ethereum. And here's another really, really like perfect example of an ABC correction here on Ethereum. A, B, and C. So if you want a high statistical probability, buy the bottom of those ABC corrections. That's like 70% plus statistical probability. And plus, if you're using that in conjunction with other stuff, like if you're looking at the RSI or the MACD and you find bullish divergence, for example, on the MACD or the RSI, plus you're buying the bottom of an ABC correction, dude, your probability is even higher than 70% at that point. So you can kind of use different stuff to get conjunction of different trading patterns and basically use all of the different patterns that you're seeing in the market to get a more complete picture of what's happening. So yeah, it's pretty good, to see that ABC correction on Litecoin. Now let's go back over to Litecoin. And let's pull up Litecoin here on Coinbase again. And actually, the one thing I've been trying to tell people, but I feel like Plato and the allegory of the cave, where I'm trying to wake people up to the truth and nobody wants to hear it because they all love their lies and their illusions. But whatever, people will be people. NVIDIA here. Let's pull up NVIDIA. Corporation. If you guys have never heard of Plato and the Allegory of the Cave, I highly recommend looking it up. It's basically an allegory about coming to truth, and how a lot of people would rather prefer lies and illusions and deception over truth. Definitely recommend looking into Plato's Allegory of the Cave. It was super, super interesting to learn. What's cool is, so I've always been kind of a nerd, I'll be honest with you guys. And my best friend from when I was like 13 was like the biggest geek, total nerd you could ever meet. Like his entire room was just filled with books. One of the smartest people ever. He's passed away now. Super sad. He just randomly just crazy freak thing just happened and he passed away. But super smart guy, right? My best friend for a really long time. And he's the one that introduced me to Plato and the Allegory of the Cave, and I was like 14 years old or something like that. And the more that I've lived throughout my life, the more I'm like, wow, that guy knew what he was talking about. So if you look right here, this is Litecoin on the left, and this is NVIDIA on the right. And you can see that we have the same, this is what I like to call the simple way of looking at this is an accumulation pattern, okay? So this is just a big accumulation. This is what crypto does. There's always some type of an accumulation before you have a big pump in the market, right? And so here on Litecoin, you can see that big accumulation. You can see that same type of accumulation that occurred on NVIDIA. That's the same thing Litecoin is doing. So imagine buying NVIDIA at like 35 cents per share, like right here. That's pretty much the same. Like if you put $100,000 into Litecoin right now, that'd pretty much be the same as if you would have put $100,000 into NVIDIA at like 35 cents. That's comparable in terms of opportunity, in terms of setup, in terms of market cycles, all of that good stuff. So I would tell people, if you're interested in making a lot of money, make sure that you buy as much crypto as possible, because most of crypto is getting ready to do some really big things like what happened with NVIDIA here. And the people that are really going to be successful are the people that buy in these accumulation patterns that people don't understand, because most people don't understand this, right? Most retail investors have no clue what this is. So the people that are going to make the most money are the people that are buying right here. When 90% of people have no clue what's going on, they're in the dark, they're living in honest ignorance. You know, you don't want to condemn people for their lack of knowledge, but they're living in honest ignorance, and 90% of people will make terrible decisions. 90% of people are not buying crypto right now. So that's why I say buy as much as possible while you can. It's because it's such a good opportunity. Cool. The OG teddy bear. Yes, the original gangster teddy bear is my favorite one. Dallin, how long is the longest these patterns to still be bullish? Yeah, ink is very underrated. You know, like I say, it's not so much of a time frame thing, so much as just like what the pattern looks like. So you can see right here, here's Litecoin on the left. We'll just use this to kind of teach. Litecoin on the left, NVIDIA on the right. But if you look, this is less time here on Litecoin than this was on NVIDIA. This is more time on NVIDIA. The stock market's longer. So it's the same pattern. So you can get the same pattern, but one can be longer and one can be shorter, right? So it's not so much how long does it take for the pattern before it's invalidated or not confirmed anymore. It's more just like the same patterns appear across all markets in all time frames. Some are big, some are long, some are short, some are, you know, but it's the same thing. It's kind of like how people, like there's a lot of variety in people, right? But there's also a lot of similarity in people. And so you can have people that are tall, people that are short, people that are different, you know, ethnicities, all of that stuff, right? And that's kind of the same thing with trading patterns. People, you know, when you see a person, right? You know it's a human being. You're able to discern that. And the same with trading patterns. You're able to see, oh, this is an accumulation pattern. This is a double bottom. This is, you know, when you see it. But some of them are going to be bigger, smaller, longer, just like people, right? So that's kind of how it works. Can you look at Energy Fuels? It's a stock. Sure. I'm happy to do stock analysis just as much as anything else, you guys. So whenever I'm doing these streams, just feel free to request literally anything that's publicly traded, and I'll be more than happy to give you my honest personal opinion on it. This kind of looks bearish in the short term, at least. It looks like we double topped right here. You can see we had a double top off of this resistance at $28. So I think it's fairly likely that we come back down to this support level and maybe even this one in the short term. We're rejecting pretty hard. Price is starting to fail support. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see a retest of $14 or even $10 before turning around. But as far as whether it's a good investment in the bigger time frame, if you zoom out right here, this looks really good. This looks a lot like the altcoin markets, to be honest with you. We do have increasing price and volume. You can see increasing price and volume. So that's actually bullish. So although I do expect some type of a correction because of that double top and because it looks weak on the candlesticks right there, support should be found pretty quickly, and price should go back to this reversal type of attitude that we started to get back over here, that started in May of 2020. Back over here, we started to go bullish, right? So I think we will pull back a little bit, but I think ultimately price will find support, and this will turn into kind of a bigger trend on the upside. And this is essentially wave 1. We're making wave 2 right now, and we should go for wave 3 at some point. So that would be my view. So if you're a big picture investor in this, I'd say just the smartest thing to do would be just to continually accumulate as much as you possibly can in the pullback, and kind of let this dip be an opportunity for a bigger play for this stock. Hit the like and sub, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. You're always tuning into these live streams, always posting on my X account. So I appreciate the consistent and constant support, my friend. Thank you. Can you see Pippin? Sure. I know Pippin totally got wrecked the other day. I was on CoinMarketCap and I looked and I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. It looks like FTX or something, Like, it does not look good. Or Luna. It looks pretty bad. I think it's going to keep going down. I don't know what happened. I haven't looked into any of the fundamentals. If there was some type of news event or something catalyst-wise, the developers just totally sold all their tokens and everybody could see it or whatever it is. But fact of the matter is, it's probably going to go lower. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see this thing come down to like 3 cents. It's just a big rejection. It was brutal. Whoever sold up there did not want to hold on to any of their coins. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is clearly rejecting. It could bottom. You'd want to look into, I haven't done this yet, you'd want to look in to see if there's still a developer, still a community, if there's still reasons to believe that it will recover. Then yeah, it could eventually recover once it finds support down here. But as far as right now goes, it kind of looks like Luna. It just doesn't look good. It just looks like somebody just totally sold all of their coins. So that's just my honest opinion on it. Kinger Fork says, yes, Ink is very undervalued. I agree. Ink is probably one of the most undervalued coins on the entire Richard Hart ecosystem. A round of applause for us at Velo long-time holders. I am a big Velo supporter. I really believe in Velo. If we pull up Velo, oh man, that's looking good. is starting to kind of do what we talked about in my last stream. It's starting to pump down here. This looks really good, you guys. If you don't know what my view on Velo is, let's put it on the logarithmic chart so you can see. It's pretty clear that this is a leading diagonal formation here, Velo. So we have 5-wave impulse inside of a rising wedge, followed by an ABC correction, which makes wave 1 and 2. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go for wave 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for wave 2. And now we're getting ready for that 3-wave. So Velo is a leading diagonal L8 wave structure, and it's starting to break bullish here as we speak. In fact, it pumped pretty hard off this bottom at 0.003. So just what you'd want to look for this coin, something like this, where price goes back up here, up through the top of wave 1, and starts to go up to 3, up for wave 3. And ultimately, that's what I expect to happen. Obviously, the market rarely just moves straight up. Sometimes it does. And wave 3 is generally very impulsive, but there's obviously going to be corrections on some degree, some size of corrections along the way up. But going from wave 2 to wave 3 should be quite bullish. Let's see here. Richard Hart tokens, let's go. Yeah, I agree, man. They look pretty good right now. Mr. Intellilist says, please elaborate. Oh, no, you're telling Mr. Intellilist to please elaborate. And I'm not going to jump into you guys' conversation there because it looks like you're talking about something that I haven't read your previous messages. Ugos. Sure. Let's pull up Ugos. Ugos. What is this ticker? Ugos? Is this on Deck Screener or something? Ugos. $2 in volume. Ugos. Okay, I'm guessing you're talking about United Global Oil Supply. Now the problem is there's two different places that I can click on this. There's one right here that has 3 billion, so this is probably the one. This is probably the one you're talking about. This is a total pump and dump. I would pretty much be extremely cautious of this. This coin only has $1 in liquidity. That can't be right. Let's check this one. Negligible. Okay, here's one with $12,000 in liquidity. Yeah, all of these Ugos tickers that you've requested, all of these look like just terrible. I wouldn't touch this, to be honest with you. It looks so bad. There's virtually no liquidity, $12,000. The token is freezable. If this is the coin that you're talking about, this looks really bad. I wouldn't touch this. Too much risk. Unless you're putting like $10 in, and you're treating it like a casino, then whatever, but I wouldn't call that good of an investment or anything. Theta is going to 0, all caps. Well, Charlie, I see it a little bit different than you do. For me, theta is quite bullish, and I would be very careful just saying that it's going to 0, especially since it looks exactly like Ethereum in March of 2020 and exactly like Cardano 2 before Cardano totally obliterated its previous old all-time high. So I'd say buy the dip in the big picture. That's what I'd tell you to do. Theta is not being sued. Ignorant people are going to be ignorant. Yeah, Theta is literally not being sued. Mitch is, and if you look into the court case, it's pretty stupid what they're trying to accuse him of. It's just stupid stuff. Did you cover Doge by chance yet? No, I did not, but I am 100% willing to and happy to. Let's pull up Dogecoin here. Dogecoin, whether you love Doge or you hate Doge, it's gonna go to the moon. That's just how it is. It would be cool if Elon Musk really does make Dogecoin the currency of Mars. He talked about it. I don't know what the update on all that is, but I would say it looks bullish. It looks so good. So let's pull up Bitcoin here on the right. We'll keep Doge over here on the left. I mean, if you just look at this chart, this fractal, this market cycle, it's so perfect. It looks amazing. It looks exactly like what you want to see. I mean, this right here, 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 and this right here, this right here, and this right here. It's the exact same fractal of human emotion. Like buying Doge right here at 9 cents is exactly like buying Bitcoin down here at 4,200 per coin before Bitcoin went to 69,000, and then of course eventually over 126,000. So yeah, it looks really good. It looks amazing. The other thing too that I'd say as well is that the market as a whole looks good. Like back to Bitcoin, I talked about Bitcoin a little bit at the start of this live stream, but I want to pull it up again because Bitcoin has a tendency of doing a support and resistance flip. This is something it's done over and over again because Bitcoin actually trades pretty nicely. Like if you've traded stocks or you've traded different things in your life and you've looked at trading patterns and you know kind of how the market moves, Bitcoin trades very well. Like Bitcoin trades, like it responds to technical analysis very well. The patterns look good. The patterns are perfect. It does textbook patterns, like stuff that you could pull up a trading textbook and be like, this looks exactly like the trading textbook. So yeah, Bitcoin trades really simply. Like it trades proper technical analysis. It's easy to trade. Like if I was to tell people to get into anything, stocks, Forex, whatever, I would tell people get into Bitcoin, get into crypto. It's like the easiest, simplest. It responds to technical analysis so well. And one of the things with Bitcoin is Bitcoin has a history of doing support and resistance flips, where the previous old all-time high becomes the new bottom of the bear market. You can see this is what happened right here, just like that. And you can also see that that's what could be happening right now. We just landed onto, here's our previous old all-time high, and here is our support. And then we made our new all-time high and came back down to the old one, right? So that's a classic support and resistance flip. That's what happened at the bottom of our last bear market here at 18,000 or 16,000 or whatever per coin. And so the crypto markets as a whole look bullish. It's not just a couple coins. It's not just, but it's the crypto markets as a whole look really good. So buy support, sell resistance. If you want a simple trading strategy that works better than 90% of people that trade this market, go to the bigger time frame, like the 15-day time frame or even the 20-day time frame, and just buy support and sell resistance. Or even the weekly. The weekly would work fine too if you don't have TradingView Pro. So just buy support, sell resistance. And if you don't have a resistance level to sell, like if it goes up to a new all-time high like this, use Fibonacci extensions. Like you have the tools here in TradingView to position yourself to find targets. For example, if I measure from the bottom of this cycle to the top of this cycle to the bottom of this cycle, you can see the top of this recent pump was the 1618. So if you're trying to sell resistance but there isn't any resistance because you're in price discovery, just use your trend-based Fibonacci extension tool. If you don't know how to use it, learn how I do offer one-on-one coaching. So if you want to learn how to use these tools properly, then we can do one-on-one coaching together. But just learn how to use, however you get to the result, learn how to use the trend-based Fibonacci extension tool to find targets for resistance, and you can still find areas where the price is going to reject, whether you have an historical price level or not to sell onto. So Lego King is cool says, Dallin, please, what time frame do you think Dogecoin will hit $1? Well, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that a lot. So I think that Dogecoin will hit $1 before the end of this year. So I mean, I can pull up the chart again if you want me to show you why. It's really the same fractal that we were just looking at just a second ago. So this isn't anything new. But if you pull up Dogecoin right here, and you keep Bitcoin on the right, then you'll see pretty quickly here. Let me stretch this chart out a little bit, get it lined up nicely. You can see pretty quickly here that, well, Dogecoin is pretty much a perfect fractal of Bitcoin in the bottom of March of 2020 before we had the big pump in 2021. So that big euphoric pump that you guys experienced in 2021, if you were here in the crypto industry during that period of time, is about to happen again. And it'll happen fast. So I think before the end of this year, we could easily be at $1, or at least above our old all-time high on Dogecoin. So if you thought it was fun to be in crypto during 2017 or during 2021, it's coming again. Like, we're set up to have that same exact type of pump all over again with crypto. You know, just totally just boom, skyrocketing to a new all-time high. Just like 2017 or just like 2021. Lego King is cool says, I hope it happens this year. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think it's like extremely likely. I'd put it like 70-80% likely that Dogecoin hits a new all-time high this year. And it's fairly likely that it even gets up towards $1, even hitting $1. Because here's the thing with markets is they feel like they're dead for a really long time. Then when they pump, it's like really fast, you know. So they can be in these painful accumulations of different shapes and sizes and patterns, whether they're wedges or you know, stuff like this. Whatever type of accumulation they make, they can be in this accumulation section of the market for a really long time before they finally just pump super hard. So that's the nature of the markets, and so yeah, when they start pumping, it happens really fast, and it usually happens when everybody's expecting a deep bear market that's going to last forever. So awesome, sounds good, boss. The plan is still the same. Got it. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad you're holding on to your coins and you got faith in crypto still. And by the way, thank you for the continued support. I know you donate money fairly regularly in these streams, and it means a lot when you guys show support to what I'm doing. Mr. Intellilus, I guess, is still talking with somebody else, so I'm not going to try to butt into their conversation. Let's pull up. I just want to bring this home in as many live streams as I can. So let's pull up the total crypto market cap here. This is my position on crypto. I know this is the internet. It's the wild freaking west. So there's like a billion different opinions about what crypto is going to do. And this is my personal opinion. So, you know, you could listen to who you want to. I'm not trying to force you into believing what I believe or my view, but this is my honest opinion about crypto. So we've got total crypto market cap on the left. We have Apple over here on the right. And I have shown this in many live streams, but it's because this is what I honestly believe. So you can see we have the same type of ramping structure. So like early on in an uptrend, as it's starting to build momentum, there's that phase early on where it's kind of ramping up, right? Before it's going vertical, before it's just pumping and the jack is out of the box and there's no stopping it. So that phase of the cycle where it's still early on in the ramping structure before it really ramps up and goes vertical, that's where Apple was at right here. And that's where the total crypto market cap by every single appearance looks exactly like Apple during that same period of time. One of the key things that really brings this to light is the volume on the bottom. If you look at the volume down here, look how much volume, increasing volume and price, and then look at this, increasing volume and price. That is a clear indication that big institutions, whether the news articles say or not, the data doesn't lie. It's right here in the chart. And the data is telling us that big institutions are positioning themselves for mass adoption with crypto, just like they did with Apple and other internet company stocks and just anything associated with home computing and the internet. You know what I mean? So mass adoption is coming for the total crypto market cap. And just in the same way that it happened on Apple. And the volume is a clear sign, no matter what the news is saying, it tells you what's actually happening. This is the real data in the market. And increasing price and volume is bullish, and that's exactly what we see on both of these charts. So I'm trying to put this in as many live streams, as many videos as possible, because this is literally the most important thing that you need to be aware of with crypto. If you're looking at this, then you're going to make the right choice, basically. So I would tell people, if you're wondering, if you're trying to predict what's going to happen to crypto, look at this. This is going to be like your North Star on what to do with your money, basically. One Arm Bandit says, we got clarity before the Clarity Act. What's up? Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. Thank you, Paul Atkins. What's up? You kind of sound like the BitConnect guy. What's up, what's up, what's up? BitConnect. Do you remember that guy? He was so funny. I tried to warn people about BitConnect because it was the biggest scam ever. But I will say one thing. Really, really smart people, and in this case, they used this truth for a little bit sketchy purposes, the BitConnect guy did. But really, really smart people know how to move people emotionally. That's how they actually have influence, is they know how to move people emotionally. Some people use it for good. Some people use it to scam a bunch of people like BitConnect. But they were good at moving people emotionally. And if you can move people emotionally, then you have influence. And influence can be used for the betterment of mankind and for society as a whole. So there's a little secret. That's why Steve Jobs was so influential, was because he knew how to move people emotionally. He added like this element of magic to everything that he did. And that's why he was able to basically do what he did. Lucas says Apple had products that people wanted. That too. But crypto, people want crypto. The thing is crypto has demand. Crypto has, to be honest with you, like in a lot of ways more demand than Apple did during that period of time, because crypto is a global one world currency that solves massive problems in terms of double spending, in terms of centralized manipulation by authorities that may or may not have your best interest in mind. So crypto technically solves like a lot of really, really, really big problems, and there's a lot of natural demand for crypto. So yeah, it doesn't, not all cryptos have products. Some of them do. Some of these cryptos have like lending products. Like if you go lend your money on a blockchain platform and earn interest for lending, then you're using a crypto product. Like crypto does have products, but demand drives price. That demand can come from products. That demand can come from just a protocol being useful, like Bitcoin or like other cryptos as well. So crypto isn't just some bubble. People that don't understand crypto will emphasize this idea that crypto is like just, the crypto is, there's no substance to it, basically. But they don't understand what creates value. Value is created when problems are solved. And crypto solves a lot of really big problems. And there's demand when there's value created. So if you create value, you're going to drive demand, and crypto does create real value. So, yeah, Apple did have products, but some cryptos have products too. And the ones that don't, a lot of them create real value. Now, obviously, there's the meme coins out there that don't have any value in terms of what they're doing for the world, but even those will pump because of demand. So like if there's demand for something, it's going to pump. That's why penny stocks that are totally worthless sometimes go to 40,000% from the bottom and stuff, because there's demand. Whether that demand is driven by community, by pump and dumps, or whatever, who cares? If there's demand, the price is going to go up. And if your purpose is to make money, and you buy early on where the demand is still building momentum, like with crypto, it hasn't gone full force yet, like what happens in mass adoption, then you're on the right side of history, which unfortunately a lot of people won't be, because people are skeptical of new technologies. It's like those guys that said they wouldn't ever use the internet, and now like they use their computers every single day. It's like that same thing with crypto. Appreciate you. Thank you. Great stuff here. Keeps me learning and is grateful for the work. Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Send it. Always do your own research. Bitcoin on Solana BTCS. Let's check it out. And by the way, feel free, you guys. We still got like 20 minutes left, so feel free to just totally drop your requests in the chat, and I'll happily cover whatever coins you want me to cover, or stocks, or anything, whatever you want me to cover. This actually looks kind of fire. This looks like really good. Huge wedge right here, that we're breaking bullish out of right now. We're up 39% in the past 24 hours. But with these small market cap coins, if they start to take off, sometimes they really pop. So I could see this popping even more than it has. In the past 24 hours, we're up 39%, like I said, but it could still go up another 100% before it's done popping off. So this is low-key kind of a fire setup, to be honest with you. High altitude, if theta break $3 mark, where is the next high, $5 or $7? Great question. Let's pull up theta here, and I'll happily cover my opinion on it. So if we break above $3 right here, the next area of liquidity is, $7. Basically this area. I mean, it's a zone. Support and resistance is always a zone, right? So you've got like $5, $8.50. The middle of those two is about $7. So whenever I'm looking at support and resistance, because this is a whole area of support and resistance right here, I'll try to do a medium of the two. Like if there's a top of the resistance and a bottom of it, and it's kind of in that area, I usually go with the middle, a medium of the two, and the medium is about $7. So that would be, if we break above $3, $7 would be that next area of liquidity where theta would pop right up to. That's awesome. Thank you. Was just trying to share some alpha. No, yeah, thanks for dropping it in the chat. It actually does look like a good setup, or at least like it'll pump. I mean, it's low liquidity and stuff, so you can't put like $100,000 into this very easily. But if you're one of those guys that likes to throw $100 into some of these meme coins, because sometimes they'll pump like 30,000% or something stupid from their bottoms, then yeah, this is one of those setups that you could take a little gamble on it. Meme coins are, a lot of this stuff on Deck Screener is more of a gamble, you know. It's not like going to, oh, ProveX popped off. Nice. I didn't even know that. I wasn't even looking. That's awesome. Yeah, this is looking good, you guys. We broke bullish out of a triangle right here. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize ProveX. This could be the start of a bull market for ProveX. It'd be cool to see this pull back a little bit like this and start to pop off like that. Because this would be wave 1, 2, oops. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So yeah, that doesn't look bad. ProveX doesn't. But what I was kind of saying here is that a lot of these coins on Deck Screener, not all of them, but the straight meme coins, it's a lot more like gambling. So you just have to be aware of that. It's different than if you go to like CoinMarketCap and you buy AVAX, or you buy Monero, or you buy XRP, or you buy Bitcoin. Like those are, or Solana, you know. Some of you guys might not like some of these coins, but these are like less of a gamble than buying a meme coin, right? You're not really gambling. Like if you understand technical analysis, you're not gambling if you buy Bitcoin. You're working with probabilities. And that's powerful. But if you're buying a bunch of meme coins on Deck Screener that are low market cap, you have to kind of treat it like a gamble if you're going to do that. You know, throw like $100 or $1,000 or whatever is a small amount to you, and understand that you're basically throwing money into a slot machine with a lot of these meme coins, you know. But when it comes to like stuff with good fundamentals, and some of the meme coins you can get perfect setups where you're using technical analysis and it's not gambling. But as a general rule of thumb, it's more of a gamble, right? So that's just something I want people to be aware of to help kind of protect you guys from that. Don't be afraid of buying meme coins. I always tell people, if it's going to make you money and you've got a consistent strategy that you know works, don't be afraid to buy meme coins. But definitely be aware of what you're doing. You know, it's more of a gamble. So let's pull up Zcash too. I want to pull up Zcash. Now let's pull up Zcash on the daily here. So Zcash actually is a perfect ABC correction here. So if you see this correction here, you see A, B, and C, right? So this is basically just a big wave 1 and 2. So some people are like, oh, well, Zcash had its day, it pumped back here. By the way, I called this whole pump on Zcash. So shout out to my VIP members, because I told you guys to buy it like $55 before it went all the way to $738. But yeah, this is basically just a big falling wedge, right? And a big ABC correction. And it looks really good. This is all a big wave 1 and 2. Wave 1, wave 2. And so this is a perfect opportunity to be buying Zcash in this little dip here. We're pulling back a little bit. We're coming back down to support. This is a great spot to buy. This is a classic breakout retest. So I'd say this is going to start doing something like this soon. And go for another bullish impulse wave. This is only the start for Zcash, because this is all one big accumulation. Like if you pull up Zcash, and you pull up Zcash right here, and you zoom out all the way, like look how big this accumulation was. You know, this is a huge multi-year accumulation for Zcash. This started back here in 2017. So all of this is a huge accumulation. It's not just going to pump like this and then go down like this and then just die. It's not just going to go and just, you know, die. Like this is a big accumulation we're starting to break out of, and the pump that's going to come out of this accumulation is going to be big. You know, this is multi-year accumulation here. And we just barely broke bullish. So the pump that's going to come afterwards is going to be really big. You know, it's going to be astronomical in size. It's not just going to pump like up here to $742 and then it's over. the Zcash has more fuel left to the fire. Mark my words. It's like XRP. You know, you pull up XRP. Some people are in the boat of, oh, XRP pumped, dude. You know, it's already pumped. Went up to $3.60. It's already pumped. And I'm like, you guys, you realize that this is all just a big wave 1 and 2, right? Like, this is the start of something bigger. Let's pull up XRP on Bitstamp over here, where we've got a more complete picture of it, right? If you look at XRP, you can see how long it was in an accumulation pattern here, going all the way back to 2017. Huge accumulation. So it's not just going to pump up to $3.67 and then just go like this, and then die. And then, oh, it's over for XRP. No, this is breaking out of a big accumulation. Like, this thing is seriously set up to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, nobody knows exactly how high these waves are going to go, but fact of the matter is, if you're buying the dip on XRP right now, you're buying before the big pump happens. This accumulation is going to lead to a big pump, not just up to $3.60 and then it's over and done. Hi, oh, I already read that one. Cool. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't know if you guys have any other requests for coins. I don't see like a lot of requests in the chat today. So let's pull up, I'll just cover some more coins. Let's pull up Trump here. Trump is one of my favorite setups. Trump started to pump the other day. You can see we pumped up towards $4.50, pulled back to $3.44, right? If you look at Trump, downward declining price and downward pointing support here. You can see we have our lower lows on support. We also have declining volume as well. And if you look right here, you can see we have increasing higher lows on the MACD. So that's bullish divergence. So the price is going down since our bottom here in April of 2025. The volume is declining as well. So declining price and volume is bullish. And then we have higher lows on the MACD, which is also bullish. So this should pop off pretty soon here with Trump. So this is a really good altcoin. If you're looking for a good altcoin, or STRK too. STRK. Talked about this a little while ago. Went a little bit lower than planned, but STRK is another one of those just really, really fire, just perfect kind of setups, right? If you look at this thing, this was made by the same co-founder Zcash as well. And if you look at this thing, we have higher lows on the MACD and lower lows in price. So that's bullish divergence, and this is pretty much like buying Cardano in March of 2020 before Cardano totally mooned. We're talking crazy moon, right? So let's pull up Cardano. Oh, shoot. Gotta pull it up on the right place. Cardano. There we go. Right, here's Cardano on the right. Here is STRK over here on the left. So I tell people, dude, I'm so like, people don't understand sometimes. I'll post a chart like STRK, and I'll tell people, this is like a really good setup, buy this thing. And if it doesn't just instantly pump, people are like, oh, look, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You guys, the setup is exactly freaking the same as it was last time I shared it. Like, yeah, like it's a little bit lower, like a little lower than it was before. But we're looking at the big picture here across multiple years worth of time. You know? Like, you guys are so impatient sometimes. Just stay focused on this bigger picture chart. This is what's going to make you money. This pump right here, this is what's going to make you big profits, is that big pump in the big picture. And when you're trading those types of pumps, yeah, sometimes you buy and it might go a little lower than the exact price that you bought at. But you don't care. This is what you're focused on. You're focused on buying right here, because that's where the smart players are buying. And buying STRK right now, I'm telling you, if you would have bought Cardano at a penny before Cardano went to over $1, it went to $3. That's the same type of setup that STRK is right now, and same with Trump as well. If you pull up Trump right here, Trump is the same setup, right? It's the same thing. It's like buying Cardano at a penny. It's the same thing. So that's what I'm trying to get in people's minds, because it's like you want to see people succeed, but then they buy something and they're so impatient that if it doesn't just instantly pump, they come into your live chat and say, oh, well, or in the comment section, oh, and I'm just like, you guys, dude, like, I'm literally trying to help you guys. Just like, keep holding on. Buy more. Don't be so impatient. And don't be a dumb hater in the comments, or the live chat. All that really does is tell me how right I am about the markets. So get it, send it, pump it, high it, just don't miss it. Well, cool. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, I appreciate it. Todd Brown says good morning. Well, thank you, Todd. Good morning to you as well. When soon, HAI? Soon. That's all I'm gonna say is soon. All right. We got coffee or CDF Fireman wants me to cover Digibyte. Digibyte, it's actually one of my favorite setups. Pull up DGB here. And it's one of the easiest to do technical analysis on, too. And it's a perfect example of what fractals and market cycles are supposed to look like. So let's pull up Digibyte here. And let's go to the 15-day time frame. And let's zoom out. Digibyte, so basically Digibyte's been doing the same thing over and over again, okay? Like if we zoom in right here to this pump and dump right here, and we grab, where is it? We grab the special tool over here, this bar pattern tool, and you measure this whole thing right here, and you zoom out. You can see that first pump and dump right here on Digibyte is actually the same thing that happened right here. Do you see that? It just happened all over again, right? It's the same. It's the same fractal of human emotion. Obviously, little particulars are different, but essentially it's the same thing. You even have this spot right here where it makes like that false bottom and then goes lower. Like this pump and dump right here is this one right here. And if you go like this and you grab this one right here, guess what? It's the same thing all over again. The same freaking thing. It's just a bigger version of the same thing. See how perfectly that just pops right on there? Even with the false bottom and everything right here, It's the same thing. So I just say Digibyte's like the best possible entry in terms of risk to reward. You're literally buying, it would be like buying right here or buying right here. If you're buying Digibyte right now, it's the exact same thing. So I did buy after following you, Dallin. Thank you for the inputs. Yeah, well, thank you for tuning into today's live stream. Still adding more. Nice. I highly encourage people to get as much crypto as they can possibly mentally afford, like as humanly possible. Please do SPX 69 100, bro. Alright. Let's pull it up. SPX. Pull it up on Binance. Let's remove all our drawing tools here. And actually, let's pull it up somewhere else. I think there's a place where we have a more data, which historical data is super essential. You'll notice in all of these streams that I do, I'm constantly telling people, historical data, historical data, historical data. You know, be aware of, try to get the most historical data that you could possibly get. And actually, it looks like we're going to have to go to charts.cointrader.pro for that, which is a totally free website. It's kind of like having TradingView Pro for free. Now, obviously, I have TradingView Pro because of how much I trade and everything on here, but charts.cointrader.pro, it's kind of like being able to have TradingView Pro for free if you guys want a little secret. But let's pull up SPX 6900 here, if it's on here. SPX, you know, sometimes they're not on here. So unfortunately, this coin isn't on here. Let's just go to DEX Screener and we'll get all the historical data on here. SPX 6900. Let's see. And you always want to sort by liquidity. So like you can see this one has 9 million in liquidity, so this is the real deal. Like if you're wondering, is this the right coin, you know? Is this the wrong coin? Go look at liquidity and you'll get a pretty good idea of if it's the real one or the fake one. So SPX 6900 did an expanded flat correction. So we have wave A right here, wave B and wave C. So that's an expanded flat correction. So that's a good time to buy. This is actually the same thing that Bitcoin did. Bitcoin did one of these same patterns in 2022, right? That's, in fact, it's kind of a pretty common pattern for crypto now to do an expanded flat. Part of it's because of how much institutional money there is now. There's a lot of institutional money in crypto. And so because of that, we get a lot more expanded flats. Because expanded flats trick people because it looks like it's going to break out to a new all-time high. Then it just totally rejects and totally wrecks everybody. It goes to a new low, not a new all-time low, but below support, you know. And then it goes all the way back up. So that's what an expanded flat looks like. It looks like this. Boom. Totally shakes people out because everybody gets caught up in a bull trap right here. And that's exactly what SPX did here. That's why it looked like it was going to break out and then it just totally dumped. So I'd say buying SPX 6900 right now, it's kind of like buying Bitcoin at 16K. It's pulled back. It's a popular meme coin. Obviously, you have to understand the risk of meme coins. There's always going to be more risk. But it's a lot like buying Bitcoin down at 16K. And you know, a lot of times people think, oh, well, that meme coin will never recover. People said the same thing about Doge. You know, before Doge pumped in 2021, people said, oh, that's a dead meme coin. So people, you know, they see meme coins, but if there's a big community, if it's a big enough meme coin, there's less risk, and the technical analysis works better than just total pump and dumps like you see all the time on DEX Screener that are just pumping 1,000% in 24 hours and then just dumping 99% the next day. So if there's a big enough community, they trade more like a normal coin would. And there's a little bit less risk. And that's the case for SPX 6900. SPX 6900 community is just so dang good, bro. Yeah, it really is. They have a huge community, a lot of people. And it's pretty iconic, to be honest with you. You cannot go to their website without laughing. It's pretty funny. FOMC, how do you FOMC? I don't look at FOMC. I don't look at, dude, I look at charts and charts patterns and volume. That's what I care about. I don't look at the news. I don't look at whether there's war or not, or whether China's banning Bitcoin, or what happens in terms of regulation, or any of that stuff. And some people hear that and they go, you know, Dallin, Doesn't that make you less equipped to help serve us with your technical analysis? And I'd say no, it makes me more equipped. The best traders and investors in the entire world use trading patterns and charts and technical analysis and literally could care less about the news. So I would say just don't emphasize FOMC, don't emphasize interest rates, don't emphasize news articles, war. Just straight up look at the charts, because the chart is a representation of data. It's a representation of how many people are buying, how many people are selling. It's an actual, honest, true, accurate representation of what's happening in the market. The news can be manipulated, it could be true, it could be false. FOMC meeting might affect crypto, might not affect crypto. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And I know it's popular on YouTube to be into all of this stuff. It's like I'm kind of unique in the fact that I do not tell people to look at the news or the FOMC or fundamentals or regulation. Because most crypto YouTube channels are about the news or about that kind of stuff. But that's why most people fail in crypto, because they're trying to look at all the wrong things. So you have to just dispel all of that noise, all of that just total scam of just noise. Think of the news as like putting on a pair of glasses that are smeared with oil, and you just can't see clearly. And think of looking at the charts is like somebody gives you a pair of spectacles that are perfectly clean. That's what it's like to look at the charts. It's like putting on a perfectly clean pair of spectacles and seeing things as they really are. So that's why I emphasize and tell people, stop caring about the wrong stuff. The reason that I was able to call the bottom on the crypto markets in 2018 and the bottom on the crypto markets, basically the reason I was able to call the bull markets both in 2021 and in 2017 was purely because of technical analysis and looking at these charts. I didn't look at news. I mean, I did believe in crypto. I've always believed in crypto, what crypto represents, the fact that crypto solves real world problems, the fact that it's useful. I believe in crypto, fundamentals of crypto, but the 2021 and the 2017 bull market, both of those, especially that 2021 bull market that I called that entire bull run, purely technical analysis. But even in 2017, I first got into Bitcoin in 2015, and right away I started looking at charts. I used to go to this website called Crypto Watch, Crypto WCH. I don't know if it's even still a thing. Crypto WATCH. Is it even still a thing? No, it's not. Looks like Kraken bought it. Things similar to Crypto Watch. Crypto Tracker. I know there used to be another website that was kind of like Crypto Watch, where you could look at the charts in the same way. But basically what I'm trying to say is, when I first got into technical analysis and crypto, the very first thing that I was looking at was the charts. And I was looking at ascending triangles and stuff, like the whole 2017 bull market. The reason I was able to call that whole bull market, make all the money that I did at a really young age, is because of technical analysis. It was looking at the charts, it was looking at the market cycles, it was studying technical analysis. Yes, I had to have a fundamental belief in crypto to want to invest in it, but it was the charts that really spoke towards what was useful and what was actually lucrative in my investing. Charlie says, where is the bottom? The cycle? We were absent in 2017. Well, I would just say look at support and resistance. If you pull up Bitcoin here and you look at the 20-day candlesticks on Bitcoin, or even the weekly if you don't have TradingView Pro and you don't have custom candlestick time frames and just look at this right here, you can see Bitcoin has a history of bottoming on the previous old all-time high. So here's our 2017 all-time high, break out to a new one, and we bottomed right on top. Here's our here's our recent all-time high, right? And here's our 2021 all-time high. We came up to a new all-time high and came right back down onto support. So if you're looking for a place that's highly probable to be the bottom, it's probably the previous historical support level. And that's what we see here with Bitcoin. Crypto Joe says, love your content. Don't know how it took me so long to find you. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to today's stream. And I'm glad you're finding value out of my videos, my live streams. Been doing this since 2016. I'm actually one of the oldest crypto YouTube channels on the entire internet. And I believe my day is coming because 2017 and 2021 were big. But what's coming next for me in terms of financial growth and in terms of my channel and stuff will be completely insane. It's going to blow my mind. And a lot of you guys are going to get stupid rich for watching these videos. Tam, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. One Arm Bandit says belief, conviction, and time is all you need. I agree. If you have belief, correct belief, in other words, an accurate understanding of something, plus time, you will make a lot of money. You know, if you're patient enough and you have conviction, you can't have incorrect belief. Like a horse has 4 legs. So in Buddhism, there's this concept of right view. And a right view is a correct understanding of reality. Like a horse has 4 legs. If somebody comes and tells you a horse has 5 legs, you can look at him and say, dude, you are not in reality. You have an incorrect view of reality. So right view. So you have to you can't just say, oh, I believe in this thing. It's just going to pump. You have to have a belief in something that's accurate. And crypto is a big deal and it's going to change the entire world. So if you have that belief, then you have right view. You have a correct understanding of what crypto is going to do. And so, yeah, I would say that, yeah, you need belief, you need conviction, you need faith, but it has to be grounded in reality at the same time. And crypto is going to pump like crazy hard. And so that's kind of the right view. That's the correct understanding to have. Lego King is cool, says Dallin, read my second Dono, bro, please don't forget. What? I have absolutely no idea what that means, dude. Dallin, speak. Megaphone, read my second Dono, bro, please don't forget. Oh, second donation. Alright. Let's see, where is your second donation? From now on, should I spam by Theta or SPX 6900? Thank you. That kind of depends on your risk profile. If you're one of those people that likes to be a little bit more risky, I would say go for SPX 6900. If you're one of those people that just wants like a guaranteed play that's going to pump to a new all-time high, I'd say go for Theta. Theta is one of those setups where it's like, dude, this thing is going to pump so hard. So that's what I'd say. It kind of depends on your risk profile. John Cook says, good morning. I thought T-Fuel was going to break out this time. It will. It will. This is just a spook, dude. Bitcoin will likely hold 70,000K support level and we'll keep pumping here. And all the stuff that looks like it's going to dump because it hasn't just straight pumped yet is likely going to just recover. So I'd say this is just a spook, man. This is not a reason to be worried about T-Fuel. I'd double down if I was you. USDT Tron address for donations to people who are affected by the hurricane. Yeah, dude, get out of my chat. Stop asking for money from my viewers in my chat. Alright? I don't care if you're pretending you're going to go donate them to people in a hurricane. And even if you truly are, go do it through the proper channels. Set up like an actual platform for people to donate to. Because you look like a total scammer and you're not welcome here if you're scamming my viewers. Robert Richter says, I dropped out of high school, got my GED, and now I'm making $75 an hour. You know what? I dropped I have a GED and a high school diploma. I was homeschooled. So I've been homeschooled my entire life, except I went to one trimester of high school. But my mom is certified to give official high school diplomas. So I have a real high school diploma. I have a GED as well. But I didn't take the college route. And to be honest with you, entrepreneurship and providing value for the world, or even just however you provide value for the world, whether that's a job, that you have a specific skill that's doing that for. To be frankly honest with you, most of the time, college is a total scam. Like, it's a total scam. And most people will be way more successful. I actually kind of encourage people to drop out of high school. Now, mind you, some of my best friends are school teachers. Like, I've got a paleontologist friend. I've got some people that I walk with in the mornings and exercise with and stuff. Like some older guys, some younger guys. Like some of my best friends are school teachers, but I'll be the first to tell you to drop out of high school and start a business or go learn like a trade and get a certificate and go make a whole bunch of money and actually provide real value for this world instead of getting programmed by a bunch of stuff you don't even need. Most of the most successful people in the world were high school and college dropouts. So Elon dropped out of Stanford. Yeah, see, Steve Jobs dropped out of college, There's actually countless stories of people that dropped out. And I'm not saying education is bad. Education is one of the most fundamentally important things in your entire life. But are you really getting educated at school? Probably not. You know how you really get educated? I'm not going to show you, but my closet has like 1,000 books in it. And I have like 300 books right there next to where I meditate every morning. And I'll read for like 2 hours every single freaking day. And I'll watch YouTube videos about stuff. And I'll go to websites. And I believe in true education. Not just, oh, I've got a certificate that says that I'm smart. Are you really smart? Like, are you providing value for the world? That's the real question. So yeah, education is one of the most important things ever. And you can get it at college and you can get it at school. I'm not saying it's impossible to. But your goal should be education. Having true knowledge of things, not just, a degree or a certificate that may or may not be valuable, Anyways. Is Casper a dead coin? To be honest with you, no, it's not. Casper is not a dead coin. If we pull up Casper here, let's pull it up on not HTX. Let's pull it up on, where is it? Here we go. OKX. There we go. This is not a dead coin. This is a good looking setup, to be honest with you. It looks dead. It looks totally dead. But this is kind of like how I was telling you guys earlier about Trump coin. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, it's going to pump. Okay? Trump coin is going to pump. Two of my best friends, one of my best friends of all time, loves Trump. Like, he is the biggest Trump supporter you'll ever meet. I voted for Trump, right? Another one of my best friends all time totally hates Trump, okay? So, whether you like the guy or not, I really don't care. The chart is going to pump. It's just science. If you understand technical analysis, Trump looks so good. But Casper is very similar. A lot of those setups are just basically like buying Cardano here in March of 2020. They look dead. They look like they've dumped, like they're never going to pump again. But that's the best possible time to buy. That education works, but is also the geniuses and connections you make from those schools, because it's full of... Dude, you know what? You can make connections at college and stuff, but let's be honest, most people just party at college, dude. Even at the highest freaking levels of college. Like, even at Harvard and stuff. people just party, to be frankly honest with you. Like, you can meet way more people that are actually doing real stuff in the world going to business meetups, you know? Like, go to business meetups, meet people that are entrepreneurs, meet people that have their own businesses, people that are actually, like, you can network. You don't have to freaking go to school to network. I have more friends than almost every single public schooler that I know, and I was homeschooled, you know? Like, it's just a myth that you have to go to some institution to meet people. It's an illusion. Like, you could meet way more people going out and playing your guitar in the park and get in 10 minutes, get people's phone numbers, you know, whether they're business owners or girls or whatever. You can meet way more people doing that than you're ever going to just like at college, you know. It's just the truth, dude. I'm not a Trump fan either, but if it makes you money, go ahead. See, that, like I was hanging out with one of my best friends all day yesterday, and he is so anti-Trump, it's crazy. Like, he just talks about how much he hates Trump, and I'm like, to be honest with you, I listen to all people from all sides, because to me it's like, when people get so stuck on politics and religion and stuff, and stop forgetting who they get caught up in, oh, this person is a Catholic, I can't talk to him, I'm a Baptist, or I'm a Protestant. Like, you guys, a little less creed, okay? A little more humanity. Like, let's focus on understanding each other. And same with politics, like a little less, oh, you're blue and I'm red, and a little bit more like, are you a human being? How can I understand you better? And have peace and harmony and concord. The founding fathers actually warned about parties because parties create division. They also warned about our country getting in a whole bunch of debt. And if you look at our country, we are in so much freaking debt. It's crazy. So we didn't listen to them very well. We have tons of parties like party strife, and then we have tons of debt. Thankfully, there's really smart people, even at the highest levels of government, whether you like, you know, some of them or not. There's really smart people out there. Trump went to Wharton, the top business school in the USA. That's cool. You know, some people do go the education route. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just trying to tell you guys, like, dude, like, usually people end up providing more value in the world. A lot of times they do when they don't go to college. All right, if you're in college, cool. If that's the route you want to take. My other best friend, growing up, he would go to college just because he liked it. He liked to learn, and it was his avenue of learning. So I'm not hating on college. I'm just saying, like, dude, a lot of people are more successful without it. And you can learn real practical life skills that are extremely useful outside of college. And inside of a college system, you might learn the opposite of that. You might be programmed into thinking that life is about passing a freaking test, which is the stupidest freaking thing ever. Life is not about passing a test. Life is about being truly intelligent, about truly learning, about truly growing, about taking this rough state of who you are, which is, you know, your essential being, and perfecting it into something that is good for the world, into a person that's useful, into a person that's valuable, into a person that's intelligent, into a person that's filled with love for humanity and for the world. And that's what life, like, that's the most important thing in life, to be honest with you, is who you become. That's what really matters. It's not whether you pass a test or whether you fail a test or whether, you know, who you become is the most important thing in this life. And if you become a bitter person that hates the world, that doesn't produce value, then your life pretty much sucks. And you're a strain on the world, and you're not adding to the world. But if you become a wonderful person that loves people, that serves people, that's kind, that stands for truth and light, then guess what? You're a net positive on the world, and your life is a benefit to the world, and you're successful. You know, that's literally the most important thing, is who you become in this life. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's live stream. Pretty good stuff. I'm excited about some of the stuff we talked about. There's a lot of reasons to be bullish. Keep buying the dip, people. We're going to pump crazy hard. I'm fully confident in that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams, future videos. And you know what? I feel like I should play my guitar. Sometimes I don't listen to that feeling, but I'm going to listen to it today. Some guitar picks. See if I can do some Jason Mraz for you. All right. Well, you done me, you bet I felt it. Try to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. Fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate. No more, no more. This is our fate. I'm yours. There's some Jason Mraz. I actually don't remember the second or the third verse off the top of my head. But there's some. It's one of my favorite songs. It's got such a good message, you know? Like, don't let life get you down. Focus on the good. Be a good person. Everybody deserves love. It's a pretty good message, you know? It's pretty cool. Let's do, here's a song for you. I don't know if this, I'm pretty sure I can play this because it's, I mean, technically I don't know, like, what I'm supposed to play and what I'm not supposed to. I need to, like, call my lawyer or something and ask him. Oh, I guess I could just ask ChatGPT, but whatever. Okay, here's a song that I really like. Okay, this is a song called Son of God by Strive to Be. So, where is it? Strive to Be is a youth channel for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And basically, like, there's a whole bunch of youth music on here about Jesus. And it's just awesome stuff. And so I love this channel. Really positive, uplifting music. I highly, highly recommend coming to this channel and checking out this stuff because it'll just click you right into a good mood and make you want to be a good person. And that's really important, to be a good person, you know? Nobody wants to be bad. We all want to be good. We all want goodness in our lives, you know? And this is one of those channels where this music will just bring goodness into your life. I can promise you that. But here's one of my favorite songs from this channel. I forgot the beginning. Let me look it up. Strive to be Son of God lyrics. I actually don't play this song a lot, so I gotta look up the lyrics. Hold on. It's probably because the Jason Mraz song that I just sang is in the same exact chord progression as this song is. So my brain was trying to sing that one. So let me pull up this one and, oh, there we go. Cool. Blessings all around me. I'll never understand the love he feels for me, and I know that I'm not become like him, like the Savior did. That's all I want. I am a son of God, a son of God. He expects me to be faithful, and now will make him proud. And all I do and all I say, all the clean and all the kind, find the wrong and make it right, till I finally see his face. I am a son of God, made in his image, part of his power is living in me. I can become like him, like the Savior did. That's all I want. I am a son of God, a son of God. I am a son of the Most High God. There you go. I'm not going to play any more guitar for the day. But you guys are all sons and daughters of God, the Most High God. Think about what that means. You are literally sons and daughters of the Most High God. The same being that created the entire universe. He knows you like he loves you perfectly. He knows exactly what you're going through. I can promise you that. So whatever you're feeling, know that a perfect Father loves you and that you are a son or a daughter of God. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate every single one of you. God be with you all. And as always, stay profitable out there.